Join us on the journey this week as we put an end to a 6-month challenge. And put this 6-month saga to the end. But I have to show you so you can appreciate how much effort that I put in. So far what you have is garbage. What, you got nothing else? Now what you got? We enjoy our last little bit in North Dakota before hitting the road to South Dakota with only a couple of small hurdles.
This is ridiculous. I mean, you're...
What the
Whoa,
what?
I can feel it sliding. I didn't even know you were having the problem. I was outside hooking stuff up, and so she got through it quick. Good job.
It worked out, but we got some cleaning to do.
This wind is really supposed to start whipping up, so I thought we'd get on the road early. I feel like I've got my feel for the moment.
See what I say. Happy travel day. We are about to hit the road. I finally have an ending to my 6-month saga, which I'm pretty excited about. That comes to fruition today. But first, we need to hit the road and start heading towards South Dakota. You did some things a little different to prepare than you normally do.
We're gonna have some good sustained winds and some high gust at times, so whenever I'm gonna have a really windy travel day like that, I like to put a full tank of water in the rig. I know a lot of people don't do it or don't agree with it or don't like it. It's something that works well for us. It just helps take a little bit of that wind shock out of the trailer. And I didn't worry so much about making sure my other tanks were fully empty, so it's gonna be a poor fuel mileage, heavy travel day today, but we're ready to go. I'm so excited to get to South Dakota. It's one of my favorite places in the world. And as soon as Mama's ready, we're gonna get going. Time for fuel stop number 1. We're only about a half a tank, but when you get out west, sometimes you go long stretches without fuel, and I didn't want to get myself in a bind, obviously, but the other reason we wanted to get going early today is because we have some things we want to do this afternoon to take advantage of the day, and this wind is really supposed to start whipping up here in just a little while, so I thought we'd get on the road early, get ahead of the wind. I'd say things are going to plan so far.
It's switch off time. Regardless of how we feel, we do generally just force a switch off when it's convenient. Keeps us fresh, feeling good. There's not just a lot of exciting things going on in North Dakota. Most of it we just enjoyed our site and relaxed. They do have a lot of historical points there, and so we explored just a little bit before we had to hit the road. We're going to spend this evening at BUCKSTOP Junction, which is a popular place with a lot of history. We decided to do it with a tour guide. His information is on the link that will pop down in the comments and description with all the other stuff we do.
Hobos were people that were homeless and that were riding the train to get from here to there. Someplace kind of inconspicuous, but other hobos would know where to look for it. It's kind of like a Yelp review at that time.
Yeah.
They just mark them on a fence post or side of a building or just anywhere they could kind of hide it.
Yeah.
Talk religion, get food.
2 women here tell a good story. That's neat.
It's just 10.
This is the forerunner of the electric stoves.
If you have any interest at all about the way things used to be 100 years ago and how people lived, that place is awesome. If you just want to see old farm implements, antique tractors, a couple of antique cars, planes, I mean, they really have a little bit of everything in there. It was really interesting to me to walk through some of the old houses and see how they were set up and how people lived, and it was just very, very interesting, but the town wasn't really a town. It's just buildings that they've preserved, that they've brought in from different parts of North Dakota, a train from North Dakota that was built over in Minneapolis. I mean, they really did a good job of assembling everything from these old buildings to really tell a great story. And Larry, our tour guide, was awesome, so thank you, Larry. $6 a piece to get in. Definitely worth your time. I think the tours usually run about an hour and a half. We were the last ones of the day, and we asked a lot of questions, and I was just kind of in hog heaven with some of the old farm implements and tools and electronics and stuff like that. Larry, thank you for spending your time with us. You were a great tour guide.
He was.
And this is a must-see if you're in Bismarck.
Let's say you wanted to call somebody that 2 longs and a short was their call. So there's 1, 2, and that's the short. So
It would ring everybody's phone.
it would ring everybody's phone, but only the person whose ring that was supposed to answer.
Yes! This is the best.
Any teacher who smokes, uses liquor, frequents pool or public halls, or gets shaved in a barber shop will give good reason to suspect his worth, intention, integrity, and honesty.
Here at Fort Abraham Lincoln State Park, you get quite a combination of things. They have hiking, they have biking, they have trails, they have horse trails, and then they have some buildings you can walk through, historical, they have tours you can take. So we're gonna kind of just wander around and
Self-tour a little bit.
yeah,
Not bad, $6 a carload to get in.
yeah.
Cheap entertainment. It's windy today. Very windy.
You can hear it whistling through the planks, which is probably an indicator of how it was. It's probably worse than this, if I had my guess, sleeping in here.
Listen to the wind right here.
Oh, it's a ghost. You didn't know this was a ghost tour. Hey, soldier, get up. This isn't rest time.
A man needs his 40 winks.
This is walk time. Stick them up.
What are you gonna do with those?
Give me all your money.
I'll take one from you. It's not that kind of fight. They're basically saying after the Civil War, there were about 15,000 American Indians that were enlisted in the Army, so they made their own branch called the U.S. Scouts, and they had them do things like explore enemy territory, do the Yellowstone expedition, deliver mail, stuff like that.
You can tour the Custer House. It is a few extra dollars. They actually dress up and reenact a little bit. We spoke to a young lady on the porch. However, if you've watched us, you know how Cody feels about stomping around in some old man's house for money.
That's my statement on that was different. That was about the Biltmore. There ain't a house in the world that's worth $300 to look at. We can go troll through a residential neighborhood, assuming the gates aren't closed. I'm sort of more of a common man. The fact that they have a mansion and they're asking me for money to look at their mansion, no. We want your firstborn to come stomp around in this hallowed hall of rich people. No thanks. Tour Scrooge McDuck's mansion. Do I get to take a bath at like a money bath and all the coins? Do the state parks cost $300 a person to get in?
Most are either free or $3 a person.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And it was hundreds of dollars.
It was a lot.
To go stomp around in somebody's mansion. They got enough money. They don't need it anymore. Now this was like $7 or $10 or something like that, but we've seen a lot of older buildings and houses lately. I feel like I've got my fill for the moment.
See what I say.
Is that my jacket? I told you to bring a jacket.
You said you didn't need it.
I said I was warm sitting in the truck. It's not cold, but
Sharing is caring.
The outdoor temperature is nice. It's like 56. It doesn't feel bad, but that wind is...
The wind does not.
The wind does not feel good.
No.
So I guess I'll go do short sleeves on this one so Ange can be warm.
I love you too, baby.
I've never seen this before in our travels, and we don't have our bikes with us today, but this is pretty cool. This is a public work bike stand. So you slide your bike in by hanging the top tube or the seat tube, and here they've got everything. They got chain tools, that's a tire changing tool for a bicycle, different wrenches to work on your bike if you break something. They got a set of Allen keys over here and an air pump.
That's pretty neat.
So here's your air pump hose if you're out here riding in the state park, and you just pump it up right there.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
We're gonna walk some steps.
We got to come back.
It's supposed to go uphill on the way out and downhill on the way back as a reward.
That's right. They didn't listen.
Doesn't always work that way. I guess they didn't know we were coming.
These are steep.
This is steep for sure.
That was a good call. We got to come all the way down to see
some train tracks.
Some trolley tracks.
And some screaming kids. There is a campground down there. We didn't walk through the woods because we didn't want to pop up in the back of somebody's campsite. Nobody likes that, but it does look like they have a nice little park down there.
Not cool. Not cool.
Quit walking so fast. You know this. I'm on my day off. This is leisure. I don't have to move fast, so I don't.
Within the state park is on a slant Indian village. They discovered 75 earth lodges here in this area. And so there's a few on display and they keep it cleaned up.
We've all heard since we were kids that they use every part of the buffalo, but it's kind of interesting. They dried the lungs and used them as food. The liver was harvested at the time of the kill and eaten raw, same as the kidney. Bladder to make water jugs. The rough portion of the tongue was used as a comb, and the meat was a prized delicacy, but the blood they used in soup and to make paint. It's interesting. It's pretty sad they have to tell you not to use the Indian mounds as restrooms. That's annoying. This is ridiculous. This wind is ridiculous.
I could have helped you.
Yeah, why didn't you? Because you were holding the camera.
It wouldn't have been as entertaining.
At least now everybody gets to enjoy.
Oh wow. Walk the plank.
This is just crazy. If I lose my hat up here, I'm not getting it back.
I've been working for 6 months to talk some people into coming out to South Dakota to meet us. It hasn't been easy. My parents, they love to travel. They just don't. There's always something else to do, but I knew that they wanted to go, so that's why I pushed so hard. And they're kind of fun to tantalize a little bit, I have to be honest.
Anyway, I'm glad you called.
I know.
Smart, I think we're not going to go.
Well, you've told me that like 12 times.
I'm not really barging in, but I said, that's y'all's thing. And
Oh, don't drag me into your excuses.
well, I mean, I got to come up with something.
Well, you got to come up with something better than that. You can do what you want, but I feel like you want to go deep down, so I push you, and you don't want me to cry. Or Cody to cry. You want Cody to cry? I know that if you go, you won't regret it.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I'm trying to make excuses and you won't let me.
I'm fully aware. I'm keeping a tally. But I have to approve your excuse, and so far what you have is garbage.
But I want a trailer motor to go on the boat.
Yeah, sure. And I need some pants, but
And
that's not going to stop me from doing something I want to do. Yeah, that's a pretty good memory. You'll look back and be like, you know what? Remember that time that I bought a trolling motor? No, you won't. But you will look back and go, remember when we went out to South Dakota and Wyoming? That was amazing. And I got to do it with Angela, which is double amazing. I can hear it now.
I don't know.
What? You got nothing else? Now what you got?
But I'm thinking I don't want to.
So it's taken 6 months. They've backed out on me a handful of times, even up to the point that the car was packed. They were trying to back out. So I'm glad to say that they hit the road and we're on the way to meet them and put this 6-month saga to the end. But I have to show you so you can appreciate how much effort that I put in. All right, if you're done, I have a few things to say. Are you struggling for more excuses?
Yeah. I don't think you're going to talk me into it, because when I hang up, I'll change my mind.
I'll call you back.
I really want to back out, because...
And Cody will cry.
Here, get this. I don't want to stay with y'all.
Well, that's cool. We may not want you in our space. I was just offering. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Cody's going to build me a fire before the rain starts. I'm going to go do that and eat dinner. And you think up a better excuse. And I'll call you tomorrow. But I want you to think long and hard about it, because you won't regret it. Because you see bear and moose and buffalo and prairie dogs and longhorn sheep.
Well, I took a picture of a bear out my back steps.
That's true. Quit trying to ruin this.
I got a bunch of animals around here.
Quit whining. Go fix your tractor, and I'll talk to you tomorrow when you tell me that you're going, and we'll start.
Okay.
What's going on with this road?
The road just kind of disappeared. It just disappeared. It's still 65 miles an hour. I'm going 29. And I'm probably going too fast. What do they do with the road?
We're on US 81. I'm not sure what town we're in, but we're running, 60 mile an hour on smooth pavement. And out of nowhere, it just becomes a dirt road. No signs, no warning, no speed limit reduction.
No, there was a little sign right before the dirt road that said something like no road stripes or something.
Yeah, no center line's what it said.
It's because it's a dirt road.
Well, I'm sure glad that I spray waxed the truck and got it spotless yesterday. Now they dropped the speed limit to 55. Oh my goodness, look at this. Yeah, don't go 65 through here. There's like chunks of brick in the road.
Oh, whoa, wow.
Whoa, are you gonna have to go to 4-wheel drive? Are you spinning?
Oh my
That
goodness.
is soft.
We are sliding.
I mean, you're...
What the
Whoa,
what?
I can feel it sliding. It's like they just dumped all the loose sand in South Dakota right here.
Oh my goodness. But hey, there's no middle stripes in the road.
They did do a really good job of warning about that. Pavement.
Woohoo, woohoo.
Wow. That was an experience.
That was crazy.
That's the longest stretch of dirt road. I think that's the longest stretch of dirt road we've been on.
Come on with it.
No, they just can't wait to pass you.
Well,
Look at their car.
been-
That's what my truck and camper is going to look like.
they've been very patient.
They've been patient.
I say just be aware that it's there, that there's not a middle line stripe.
And allow for some time for a slowdown, because it did hit us for about a 15-minute slowdown.
Slow down, and don't wash your car and trailer before you come.
So when should I wash the truck and the trailer? Because if we don't want to wash it before travel, this is the thing. I always catch grief from her because I take a lot of time keeping stuff clean. And I don't do it every day. It may seem like that on the videos, but I really don't do it every day. But I like a clean truck. I like a clean camper. And I catch grief from her every time I do it. It's going to rain in 3 days. It's going to be dusty. So when's the right time to do it? I mean, I guess we'll just never wash anything ever again.
That's my motto. We are here at KOA in Spearfish, South Dakota. We had almost a little blip. Slide number 1 almost didn't go out, and as you've seen before, we have had this problem before. I knew that we still had the override option, so this one I just pushed in real quick and then back out, and it broke loose. But this probably means that we need to get back under there and clean
We
our...
drove through all that dirt. We haven't had an issue. A lot of people have asked in the comments about our continuing slide problem, and there really isn't a continuing slide problem until we run through a whole bunch of dust and dirt, and then it tends to jam up on us a little
The
bit.
mud, it's definitely a common factor.
Yeah, I'm going to blame the 30 miles of dirt road on Highway 85 that we showed you guys, but whatever. I didn't even know you were having the problem. I was outside hooking stuff up, and so she got through it quick. Good job.
It worked out, but we got some cleaning to do. Cody's treating us to a nice grilled meal. Thank you for spending your extra time with us on this round, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys. We're gonna have a really windy travel day today. You really can't, that didn't sound right. We're supposed to have some really high sustain. We're gonna have some really...
Change your underwear?
Get going. I said change my angle.
Oh. But I have to be honest. Woo, that was a bird. The big stuff, it's all drivable. So there's no hiking and...
I got my exercise the other day. I went down the road down there back up in the woods and come down next to the highway there, and my front tractor tire sunk down in the big hole and I was stuck.
Oh no.
So I had to walk all the way home.
From where?
Yeah, across from on the other side of Justice's. Said the wrong thing there.
That's like 1/10 of a mile.
Yeah, it could have been all the way down there to no telling.
I mean, you do have a slight incline on your driveway that could... Quit your whining. Oh, man.